Okay, everyone, here we are. Today we're doing prepositions and verb patterns. Yesterday, we introduced prepositions and verbs, and I think we did some good work. We got some common verb collocations. Just remind me again what collocation means, guys. Collocation.
Comes together, maybe. Same location.
Together. Yeah, frequently comes together, commonly come together, those words, exactly, yeah. So that's good. So we looked at some common verb collocations with some prepositions yesterday, which is really, really good. Today, what we'll do is we'll do a little review of that, okay? We'll do a little bit of a review of it. And then what we'll do is we'll move on and we'll have a look at verb patterns as well. Okay, so let's go and have a quick look at an exercise, which I want you to do. We'll do a quick review and then we'll go and do a quick exercise. Now, how do we get there? Here we are. So if you remember yesterday, we introduced verbs. So we said that, sorry, prepositions. Prepositions are these small words in English. They tell us how or when or even where things happen. Generally, they're followed with nouns, prepositions. Okay, so we've got loads of information here on the study document. And what we said was we can often see that the same preposition gets used with similar types of words. So we're scared of, terrified of, afraid of. We have a fear of as well when we're in different forms. If you see here, we are addicted to and we have an addiction to. So we can see that there are some loose patterns with prepositions and verbs and other types of words as well. We also see that with the same verb and a different preposition, we can have some completely different meaning. So to shout at somebody and to shout to somebody, it's really different. If you shout to somebody, it's like, hey, John, John, you're shouting to them. If you shout at, you're saying, John, stop that. Yeah. I would never do that, of course. Yeah. Okay. So the different preposition with the same verb can make a big difference. And then you can also have the same verb and the same preposition. It means something completely different. So if I said to you, Roshni, can you put the bins out? What I'm saying is, I don't want the bins in the house anymore. They smell. So take the bin, open the door, put the bin outside and close the door. If I say put out that fire, it means throw some water on the fire. We don't want that to burn anymore. Also, I could say, look, I'm sorry if I put you out. That means I've annoyed you or I've inconvenienced you. Okay, so the same phrase can have different meanings as well. Those are phrasal verbs. So the short story for prepositions is you can't just predict very often what they're going to do. There are some loose patterns, and sometimes it helps if you know other words that mean something similar to your word, and they can help you predict the preposition. But lots of the time, it's about learning them. Okay, especially when you talk about prepositions of place and time, you just have to learn them. When it comes to collocations like this, you just have to make sure that you practice them. So what we'll do today is we'll do some practice of what we did yesterday. If you remember, we did this. Okay, we put these words into the boxes. And then what we'll do is we'll do this. Okay, we've got 18 questions there. I want you to choose the preposition and the verb that goes with them. So let me take this and I'll put this together with it. We'll make it a little bit smaller so we can put it all on the same page. So let me make these just a little bit smaller. And hopefully, I think you can see that, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I could make these ones slightly smaller as well. Okay, now I'm thinking that we should be able to see all of them on the same page. So
yeah, we can.
Just about. Okay, so how long do you think you're going to need?
30 minutes.
20 minutes. John, always the joker, always the joker. No, what I'll do is I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, I know 2 minutes doesn't seem long, but 2 minutes just to get started, and then we'll do some of the other ones together. Okay, so 2 minutes starting now, and just try and work your way through the first 10 maybe, and then we'll go through and we'll do the rest together. Okay, starting now, 2 minutes. And this goes for anyone on Facebook as well.
Paul, are we free to use any verb?
You can do whatever you want to do, Emre. If you think it's right, even if it's not a verb in this box, I'm happy for you to experiment. Respect the tense as well, guys. Okay. So that was 2 minutes. I'll give you another minute, guys. Give you 1 more minute. Felt too short, that. Okay, let's stop there. We've had about 3 minutes there then. So let's go for Anil. Anil, number 1. What do you think could go there?
Hello. I really ask.
Well, there would have to be a preposition as well.
Yeah, I really asked to my friend for help with my kids.
Well, there's a couple of different things here, isn't it? Ask is with for. Now you can ask to do something, but that's a verb pattern. So you wouldn't ask to your friends. You'd ask for, but that's a weird one. Ask for my friends. No, because we've already got for here. Anybody in the class?
Rely on.
Rely on.
Yeah.
Depend on.
Depend on.
or depend on.
Depend on, yeah. Rely on, depend on. Same preposition with those, isn't it? So that means that I need them to look after my children sometimes. when I'm at work, possibly. Yeah. Anne, number 2.
Don't laugh at me. It's not funny.
Which one?
Laugh at me.
Ah.
Laugh.
Pronunciation there. Laugh.
Laugh.
Now, I say laugh because I'm from the north of the UK. Okay. I'm from the north. So I say laugh, but some people say laugh.
Laugh.
I imagine, George, down where you live, people say laugh, don't they?
Yes, laugh.
Yeah, and they go for a bath and they walk on a path. That's a different kind of pronunciation. So you sometimes do have an R sound, but it's not an O sound. So it's, you either say laugh or laugh. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever said this, Anne, in real life? Don't laugh at me. It's not funny.
No, I like when people laugh at me.
Really? You don't mind?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it's funny.
Okay. I'm not sure if some situations, sometimes it's funny.
Yeah,
sometimes
it
it's
depends
not.
about susceptibility.
It does, yeah, it does, on how sensitive you are. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right,
sure.
exactly. Yeah. Razan, are you there? Think about the tense here, Razan. What do you think that should be? Are you there, Razan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Present continuous.
Studying.
Studying. Okay. Studying can go there. Yeah, you're right. It can.
For.
Or, yeah. Studying, or what's a word from the box? Possibly.
Preparing.
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 But you're absolutely right. The
Preparing
important
for.
thing there was that the word made sense and we had the right preposition. It's not studying at, studying with, studying in, studying about, because some people might say studying about, but it's not. It's studying for, preparing for. Well done. Albert, anybody in the class, it takes a while to
Adapt.
Yes. Now,
Adapt.
doesn't it feel easy to say
Adapt.
adapt for? If you could imagine people saying that, but it's not, is it? It's adapt
Adapt.
to. Yeah. So tables like this here are really helpful for us. Adapt to a new country. Emre.
Sir, is there a use like adapt on?
No,
Okay, thank you.
I've never heard adapt on. I've never heard, I don't think there's another one. Adapt about, adapt of, adapt in, adapt at. No, I don't think there's another one that you can use it with, even with a different meaning.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, Emery, stay with me. Number 5.
Did you ask for the school taking Billy out for a trip? Maybe.
That doesn't work. It
Did you
doesn't work.
Did
Did you agree on?
Did you know
Not agree on,
You
no.
consent?
Discuss about.
Consent. Yes, and consent. Where is it? Which box is consent in?
The first one
It's
too.
on the
To.
first.
Yeah, so consent to. Exactly, yeah, so we've got consent to. Now, we could spend the whole class looking at this, but basically, I'll go through now. They are protesting
About.
I like it, yeah, they're protesting about. I brought him here to
Apologize.
Apologize.
For doing.
For doing it. For doing it.
apologize for, yeah, okay. This one's a bit strange, but basically,
Look at that phrase.
look at that bridge. Excellent, yeah. My boss is unapproachable. You can't
Speak to
See him.
him.
Or you
speak-
can speak to him.
you can't speak to him. You can't talk to him.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what time the bus leaves. To be honest, this one's not here. I'm supposed to arrive at. Yeah.
Arrive at.
I always get my bank card out.
I always insist on.
Yes, I always insist on buying dinner. We've talked about that one before. My eyesight's blurry.
I can't
I can't
concentrate
see.
on.
I can't.
I
Focus.
can't
Focus on.
focus. Yeah.
Not concentrate. Remember, concentrate and focus can mean the same thing. So I could say, I'm focusing on my exam. I'm concentrating on my exam. But to concentrate just means to think about something a lot. That's your priority. To focus on can also have a physical thing with your eyes. If you can't, does anybody here wear glasses?
Yes.
Okay, and when you take your glasses off,
I can't. Yeah.
you can't focus on something, you can't see it clearly. You would never use concentrate for that usage. Yeah. So I can't focus on anything. Did you see the way she
Spoke
Talk
to.
to the
spoke to?
Listen.
Was
Yeah,
good,
that-
yeah. Spoke to, shouted at,
talk.
Stared at.
stared at. Is it? You could stare at a policeman. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Reacted to. I like that. Yeah. Reacted to the patient. Yeah. You could do that. as well.
Paul, shouted at means
Angry.
stopping the policeman or
Yeah. So the
speaking
policeman's
loudly.
here. The policeman's here, and I'm going, "You're wrong. Get out of the way."
okay.
Yeah. So
Not
I'm
with a
shouting.
gun.
Say
Okay.
that again.
Not with a gun. Shouting.
No.
No, this is shouted. I mean,
This is shooting.
scream.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, not should.
shoot. Okay, that's
Oh.
different. Okay,
Shoot.
Without
No.
you.
I am not saying that you should shoot at policemen, but shouting at them is okay. Yeah, yeah. So basically, the way that would now this is an interesting one. Just very, very quickly, to shoot at and to shoot, they're a bit different, because if you shoot a policeman, you definitely, the bullet is inside the policeman. The policeman might be dead. If you shoot at, we're not sure if you hit them or not. So just imagine if you go up to a policeman with a gun, you shoot them. Shooting at, you might be on top of the building with the gun and you're like, bam, 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 that you're shooting at because you're not sure.
You're
For instance,
targeting from the par.
you're targeting from a distance. It's not sure that you're definitely going to get it. Okay, so they're very different. It's a bit not very nice, but they're a bit different. It shows you how the
Paul.
preposition changes the meaning. Yes.
Yeah. Have you heard the Alec Baldwin's incident? It's
What?
like, he shot one of the.
Yeah. When there's an incident, like, for instance, there was an incident
Last weekend.
in
Lema.
America. In America,
Yeah.
a while ago, there was in Las Vegas, there was a man in a hotel room, and there were thousands of people, and he started shooting at the people.
That
Yeah.
one shooting at.
That's shooting at the people. So he didn't really have any particular victim in mind. He didn't focus on one person. He was shooting at them. So you can see that just that small word, that preposition, just completely changes the sentence. Okay. If you need anything, just
Ask for help.
Ask
Ask
for
for help.
yeah. No, it's a common mispronunciation in English to axe.
Ask.
But an axe
Ask.
is something you chop wood with. Yeah. So don't forget it. You get to get that s before the k. So ask. Yeah. There's no way I'm going to
Vote for.
Vote for.
vote
Vote for.
for. Yeah. And now this one's a bit weird.
I'm worried about.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Rely.
Yeah.
Rely on.
I am worried about. That's a good one. How about this? I cannot rely on.
Yeah. Cannot rely on the economy.
Cannot rely on the economy. The thing that's important here, guys, is these prepositions.
Yeah.
That's what I really like to hear. It makes you feel, when you get these prepositions right, guys, you'll feel so fluent. Because at the moment, sometimes when you think of the vocabulary, you think, how does that fit into the sentence? But when you get those prepositions right, you'll be flying. Elder, have you got another question, or is it just?
Yes, please.
Oh, go on, Elder.
Yes, please. I wasn't clear about that. Where is it? Sorry, they go now. We was talking about that word. 1 second. Okay, I'll tell you later. I can't find now.
Okay, no, it's fine. No problem. When you find it, let me know. Yeah. So we've got worried about, which is an adjective. So we can put this, I worry about. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's the verb or the adjective with the word worry. It's still the same preposition, like we said earlier on. Sometimes different forms of the word, same preposition. Did you
Pay for.
pay for? Now, what's a formal word for pay for?
Purchase.
Purchase.
Notice that purchase does not have a preposition. Just like enter doesn't need in. You go in.
I think it's verb one.
It's verb one. What do you mean by verb one?
Purchase.
Purchase, yeah, it's just, yeah, same with,
Did
same
you
with pay.
is here, sir?
Of course, yeah, because when you ask a question in the past, it's the auxiliary verb
Yes.
past, and then you use the infinitive with it, yeah. And it's rude to
Stare at.
Stare.
stare
Point
at,
at.
People.
point at,
Point at.
laugh at,
Talk.
talk. I'm not sure
Talk
what-
to.
It's
yeah.
not rude to talk to people, is it?
No, in different
Shout
way.
at
Eat at.
Shout, I guess.
Shout
Yeah.
at, I suppose it's rude to shout at people, yeah. So, okay, this
Well-
is good.
Mhm.
Yes,
Paul, I was under focus and concentrated.
Oh, yeah.
Focus, focus. Can we use it for a shorter period of time and concentrated for longer time? Is that correct? Like concentrate, or doesn't matter?
the tense that makes the difference. It's the tense. So if I said to you, I have been concentrating on my exam for 10 years, well, that means it lasted for 10 years. It's the I have been concentrating, the present perfect continuous. If you say I am concentrating on my exam, it's just a general temporary situation, present continuous, but it's the
What
same. with
about,
focus.
yeah.
Just the
What
same.
about focus? Can we say I've been concentrated for 10 years on my exam?
You can't say I've been concentrated, but you can say I've been concentrating, and you can say I've been focusing. Both of
Even
those-
focusing, yeah, both of them. Okay,
They
thanks.
both mean the same. The only time they're different is when you're talking about eyes or a camera lens, when you're trying to get a clear image, and then it can't be concentrate. It has to be
You need
focused.
to be focused.
Yeah. And also don't forget, concentrate can be used in another way. To concentrate means to put all of your things somewhere. So the army might concentrate their troops at one place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like that. And concentrate can also be a noun. You know, your fruit juice that you add water to,
Yeah, coming.
that's a concentrate.
Concentrated.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So there's loads. Obviously, the English language has got so many different parts to it, hasn't it? Now, this one I find interesting here. Okay, I find this interesting because buying is a gerund, isn't it?
Yes.
Anything is
Noun.
not a gerund. Anything's just a noun, but buying's a gerund. And this is useful for us because we're going to go and have a look at verb patterns.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
For number 6, can we use protest for in this
they're
case?
protesting for. Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. Okay, so let's look at this, verb patterns. This is something which is really, really useful in English. It's really, really useful because people do it all the time. There are times in the English language where we put more than one verb together. Okay, so if we look at a couple of easy examples, we use auxiliaries, don't we? Am, the verb to be, the verb have, and the verb do. So I do not like. Well, that's a verb pattern of sorts, an auxiliary verb and then the main verb. Then we've got modal verbs. Sometimes we do that. We put a modal verb before a main verb. I cannot see you. I must see you. I have to see you. Yeah. But what I want to talk about is these, what are called verb patterns. Okay, so this is really important because it's going to make your writing better and it's going to make you understand reading better. It's going to make you look at sentence. If you combine this with understanding subject verb and conjunctions and relative clauses, if you put all of those together, then you've got a lot of the tricks that are used by the people who write Part C. Part C is all about using different clauses in sentences, following verbs on from other verbs. And it's by learning these 4 patterns here that you start to really understand, that's why this sentence feels complicated. That's why I'm struggling to find the answer and match this meaning to that meaning. So if you look at this verb pattern here, I want to fix my shoulder. What's the current situation?
Is
Broken.
injured.
Shoulder is broken.
Shoulder is broken.
I've got a problem with my shoulder. Maybe I dislocated it last week. I don't know, but I want to fix it. So who am I going to see?
Doctor or doctor.
Surgeon.
Doctor
Or surgeon.
or physio,
Or physio?
possibly? Physio, yeah. Okay. So there are two verbs, want and fix. Now, want, we'll just call it the infinitive without to. Okay. The infinitive without to. And to fix is the infinitive with to. So want is in this box here. So we are going to follow these verbs here with an infinitive with to. Okay, so in fact, probably would be easier for me to put it like this, to plus infinitive. Let's do it that way. After these verbs, we're going to do that. So Mirella,
Yes.
is there anything that you would refuse to do at work?
It depends.
It depends on, give me the preposition. It depends on what?
Situation.
Would you?
Situation or about what they asking me to do.
Okay, so if your boss said to you, I want you to double his dose,
No.
you'd say, I will refuse to do that.
Yes.
Because it
Depends
would,
the situation. If it's necessary, maybe. If it's not,
yeah, okay, so if it's necessary, you would do it. If it's not necessary, you would refuse to do it. Yeah, refuse to do it. Okay. Have you ever promised to do something, Mirella?
yes.
Yeah.
I promise to do many things
Like what? Well, actually, before you answer, do you keep your promises?
all the time.
Or you always keep your promises?
Yes.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there's a phrase in English which is promises are made to be broken.
To be broken, yes.
Which is a strange one, isn't it? But okay, yeah. So you keep your promises. So what do we promise?
Even if I change my mind, I'm still. If I say I have to. I will do that. I will do. Even if
You'll do it.
I change my mind.
Okay, because you are a woman of your word.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we promise to do when we get married? I promise to love.
To be faithful and not cheat.
Yeah, I never promise nothing.
Respect.
I
I've
never.
got to say, I find this a bit strange. I'm not married myself. I would never ask my partner to say this, but this is what it says in English Christian weddings. I promise to love, honor, and
Be faithful.
obey.
Obey. Oh.
Oh, okay.
No, as if you would not, but you wouldn't do that. Yeah, but this is a common phrase in English, and look, it's this verb pattern. I promise to love, honor, and obey.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So this is not just some hidden technical part of English grammar. It's every day. It's every part of English, formal, informal, writing, speaking, reading, listening. You will hear verb patterns. You will see verb patterns. They happen all the time. So here, what we've got is intend to do something, prefer to do something, promise to do something, refuse to do something, want to do something. Okay. Then we've got, go on, Emery, have you got a question?
Sir, can we add something like I promised myself to work hard, for example, if I want to.
I promised myself to work hard. Well, I understand what it means, but no, it's not technically correct. You can promise someone you will do something, but then you're getting into a different kind of grammar. But it is an interesting question because it brings up, I was just about to look at this word here. Look at, we've got prefer to do something here. And we've got prefer with the gerund as well. Just tell me what
I guess.
Just tell me what a gerund is again.
Verb
Adding
with
ing.
Verb plus ing, yeah. So I could use both. And in this case, they mean the same thing. Now, this is one of the first rules that we need to think about. Okay. Sometimes the same verb can be followed by different verb patterns. All right, so that's the first thing we need to know. The second thing we need to know is sometimes this means the same thing. Sometimes it means something different. Give you a really good example. So with prefer, it's the same thing. Okay, so at the weekend, I prefer to stay in bed. Does anyone agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
The weekend, I prefer to stay in bed. If it was the gerund, it would be at the weekend, I prefer, right there, guys. I prefer staying in bed. Okay, so here, I prefer to stay in bed. And there it would be, I prefer staying in bed. So one of them is followed by the infinitive with to, and one of them is followed by the gerund.
Well, what's the difference between in bed and on bed?
Well, you'd never say on bed. You
Okay.
could say on the bed, but
Oh, yeah, on the bed.
in bed is a concept. In bed means
You're
where-
already in.
where you-
blanket.
under the blankets where you sleep.
Okay.
How
Okay.
about sitting in the chair or sitting on the chair?
On the chair.
Or sitting in the table
Well-
or sitting on the table?
What type of chair is it?
Mm.
Is it a chair that's got arms where you sit back and you're really comfortable and you can watch the TV for hours? Or is it a chair in a restaurant? So if it's a chair in a restaurant, you'll probably be on the chair, sitting on the chair. But if it's one that's really comfortable and it feels it's almost like getting into a car, then you'd say I'm sitting in the chair.
Oh.
Depends on the situation. The preposition sometimes is your choice. Okay. Anil, have you got a question?
Yes, sir. So my question is that if we are not in the blanket and while we are sitting on the bed or in the bed,
Well,
then what should we
blanket,
say?
bed.
blanket's a completely different preposition. You're under a blanket.
Mhm.
Okay. You are on. I pull the blanket up and I am under
Yeah.
the blanket and now I am in bed. Okay. I'm in
Okay.
bed because I'm ready to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like being in prison. All right.
Mhm.
Why am I in prison? Because I'm a criminal. But if I'm visiting the prison to see somebody, I'm going to the prison. I'm not in prison. Right? Okay, so interesting questions. But prefer here means the same for both. But let me show you a quick different example.
Is there any difference between these two sentences as a meaning?
There's no difference in the meaning.
Oh, okay.
But there will be a difference now, Betul. So you stay, keep your microphone on, Betul. Okay, try. Now just imagine a situation. You're studying hard. Okay. You're in school. It's really hot. Did that ever happen to you when you were growing up, Betul? Hot
Yes.
day? Hot day in school. Okay. Now everyone's looking around. There's no air conditioning. So what do you have to do?
I'm trying to.
You look, there's the window.
Yeah, trying to
Open the window.
Okay. So you go over to the window.
I'm trying to open the window.
Well, now you're using present continuous and it's
I
not what I
tried to
want. Okay.
open.
Okay, so I tried to open the window. That's right. Okay, I tried to open the window. I tried to open the window. Okay, so here we've got, in here, haven't we? Try goes in this box.
Mhm.
I tried to open, there's our verb pattern. Did I open the window?
Not it.
I couldn't open it. So try to open is that I made an effort, but the effort was unsuccessful.
Yes.
Okay, but now, how about this? I tried opening the window. Oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Because now it's in the gerund box. I tried opening the window.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a different meaning. This means I opened the window, but it didn't help. Because it was really hot outside and there was no breeze.
I got it.
So that's very different, isn't it? Now, another one would be stop. Stop also has a different idea. You can follow it with the infinitive with to, or you can follow it with a gerund. So look at these two different sentences. I stopped to smoke. I stopped smoking. They are very different. I stopped smoking is what most people would say.
Already quit.
Yeah.
Yonella, are you there? Yonella? Have you put your hand up? I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. Is it Ionella or Yonella?
Yonella.
Yonella. Is that a Romanian name, George?
Yep.
Okay. I think Yonella, maybe you put your hand up by accident. It doesn't matter. Okay. I stopped smoking. This means
The action is finished.
yeah, well, I used to have a habit and I stopped.
Yeah.
And I quit. People often use quit, don't they, for smoking?
Yes.
So I stopped.
Sir, if
Yeah.
we use here past continuous, like I was trying to stop smoking, so it means still I smoke.
Still it's going on.
No, that just means that's just past continuous. It just means at a time in the
Yeah.
past. I was trying.
In some specific time. Okay.
Yeah, we don't know if it was successful or not. In this case, I stopped
right.
smoking. All right. Now this one, this means I stopped my activity and I had a cigarette. That's very different, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So I
never thought
I
that
was
way.
jogging and I stopped to smoke. Yeah, that means, yeah, or it could be you're on the train or you're driving and I stopped the car and I had a cigarette. So we can see that sometimes this changes the meaning.
But it's about the gerund, I think, because smoking is a habit.
Yeah.
We want
Yes.
to say smoke is the action that we are doing right now.
Well, I am smoking. That's an action, isn't it? That's happening right now. So
Yes,
it's,
but it
it's
could be
not just
also a
that.
habit. Okay.
It can also be a habit. You're right. Yeah, you can. Smoking is a habit. You're absolutely right. So here, when we use this gerund after stop, it's a completely different meaning. And unfortunately, these are very different. Okay, opening is not a habit. So it's not about the fact that gerunds can be habits. It's just that sometimes they have different meanings. Okay, so that's something that we have to be prepared for. Berin, have you got a question?
Yes, actually, you know, in the first sentence, I stopped to smoke. You're trying to say I stop in order to smoking?
Yeah, that's what it means. Basically, sometimes people don't say the full one because it's so obvious.
There
Yeah,
is some
it is.
purpose. Yeah.
It is. That's the purpose. I stopped so I could have a cigarette. Is another way of saying it. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
So let's go back to the box. So we do have sometimes some mix up between these ones, but I advise is another one. Okay, go across. I advise somebody. So an object, okay, it's often a person, but it doesn't have to be a person in this case. But the doctor advised Mr. Smith to stop.
Smoking.
Okay,
Smoking.
so you'd never say he advised Mr. Smith stopping, but you can say he advised stopping. Okay, now if you think about he advised stopping smoking, sounds a bit strange to have two gerunds like that. He advised stopping smoking, so you wouldn't do it very often. I advised Mr. Smith to stop smoking. I encouraged Joanne to do more exercise. I require you to remain here. I reminded her to put the bins out. I want you to be my best man. Object, you, her, him, John, and then to do something. That's the third verb pattern. And we can see, yeah, that we do get more crossover. Advise can go there as well. Look at want. Want can be I want you to do something, or I want to do something. Verbs are flexible. Verbs can do loads of things because they are the blood of language. Without a verb, you don't have a sentence. And there are thousands of verbs. As a result, if you put those two things together, you're going to have a lot of flexibility, a lot of different functions. And that's not even talking about the meaning of all verbs. Another one you can do is a preposition plus gerund. If you remember, one of the rules about prepositions is that prepositions are followed by nouns. Well, if you want to put a verb after a preposition, you have to convert it into a gerund, a verb plus ing. A gerund is the noun form of a verb. And this is going to be really, really helpful when it comes to phrases like due to, as a result of, resulting, consequent, resulting in. All of these phrases end with prepositions. And we'll see later on next week, we're going to bring in results and causes. You'll see next week, this is when we have to bring in noun phrases. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about objects as well. So that's going to be really useful next week to understand that. So these are the 4 basic verb patterns in English. I know this one doesn't feel like a verb pattern and this one doesn't feel like a verb pattern, but they all start with verbs and then have some action after them. Okay, so if we push this down, a verb pattern is one verb followed by an action. That's what a verb pattern is. It's a verb followed by an action. So I want to eat. There's your action. I want that to happen. I need can be the same. So let's have a look at this box here. Okay, let me bring this down. So we'll take this and we'll put it above here. And then I've got an exercise for you, just very, very quickly. I know it's about 10 to now. Have a look at this box. Just tell me, where do you think they go? I'll just give you a minute to just say all of those verbs to yourself. What feels like it goes after?
In order to.
Oh, wait a second. Don't say them out loud. I've just got 1 minute on the clock. Just go through each one and think to yourself, what would normally come after it? What feels right? What have I heard before? Starting now, 1 minute. Okay. So, order. What do you do with order?
To.
Order.
No. Object to infinitive.
Yes, Anna, you're absolutely right. You order somebody to do something, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, he ordered me. to clean his car. You've got to remember what's coming after it. You can't just say to.
Yeah.
Now,
you have
in
this
order
object.
to is a linker, isn't it? But you have to order someone to do something. How about wait?
Preposition plus gerund.
Wait for.
Wait for.
Okay,
To
well,
infinitive.
Wait for.
well,
I
think
want
about
you
it.
to wait.
I want you to wait. Well,
Wait on.
Wait for.
I'm
well, if you
waiting.
think about it, you can
for.
wait for, can't you? But that would be something. That's not a verb, is it? Something.
Wait
Yeah.
to do something.
You need to wait to do that. Yeah.
To
Or-
infinitive. Yeah.
Yeah. So wait.
To.
Yeah. Just wait to do that. Yeah.
Wait to
Okay.
cool down.
Yeah. Just wait. Yeah. To do that, to cool down. Yeah. Okay. So what about involve?
Involving.
Involve.
Object to infinitive.
Involving.
Gerund.
Yeah.
So you can
Gerund.
involve somebody in something. Okay. But again, that's not a verb pattern, is it?
No.
It's here.
Gerund.
Involving. We say involving. It's gerund.
Involves do. No, I'm not talking about, I'm not saying that this word needs to become a gerund. I'm saying it's going to be followed by a gerund. So what does being a doctor involve? Well, it involves responding to urgent situations. It involves helping people.
Prescribing.
Involves
It
doing
involves
surgery.
prescribing. It involves doing things that you're nervous about sometimes.
This is important. Yeah.
Yeah. So involves doing, involves helping. What does being a footballer involve? It involves practicing a lot. It involves speaking to the media. Yeah. So that is followed by a gerund. What about agree?
To plus infinitive
Goes in
plus
preposition
infinitive.
plus gerund.
Agree
Gerund?
with.
Well,
Agree for.
you agree to do something, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, you don't agree doing. You don't agree John to do. You agree.
Agree on going.
Agree with.
Doing.
You can agree
Egg.
on doing something. Yeah, you can do that. You can agree on. We agreed on splitting the price. We agreed on meeting at this place. So it can go there as well. Okay. Wish.
Wish to.
To
Yeah, I wish to do something.
infinitive.
Yeah.
Or I wish you to be successful.
No,
Oh, no.
you can't say I wish you to be successful. Now you can wish for, but it would be a noun. I wish for something. Not, it wouldn't be an action there, would there?
Okay.
Okay. You wouldn't say I wish for being. You wouldn't say that. You'd say I wish for world peace, possibly. Okay. So wish is gone. What about think?
Gerund.
Okay, so here.
Think to do something.
Okay, so think about that then. Wait a second.
Preposition.
If it was gerund, it would be I think doing. It doesn't feel right, does it? What's the
No.
preposition, John?
Preposition plus gerund.
Think about.
Yeah,
About.
I'm thinking
Think about
about.
going.
Thinking on.
Yeah,
Think about.
not I'm thinking
Think
of.
of.
No, I'm thinking
Of.
about.
Another
Buying.
word. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking the exam in June. I'm thinking about going for lunch. Okay.
Because all follows a noun, is it right?
Say that again.
If it's all, it should follow a noun.
If it's on, it should follow a noun.
Like thinking on something.
Thinking of you.
Of has to be followed by a noun, but it shouldn't
yeah,
follow a
yeah.
noun. Yeah.
So it should be about. So it's a verb.
Thinking. Oh yeah, it could be thinking of. Yeah, it could be I'm thinking of doing something as well. Yeah. I'm thinking of visiting my parents. Yeah, it could be both. Okay. Offer.
Offer to.
Yeah.
Offer to.
Yes.
You offer to do something, don't you? You
Yes.
offer to do something. Okay. Delay.
Delay.
Gerund?
To.
Gerund. Okay. Why? Betul, why do you think gerund? Was that you, Betul,
Delay
who said it?
in procedure.
I thought I heard it. So
Actually,
delay
it
would
was
go here.
me, but
Yeah.
it was
I thought
very.
to.
I'm going to delay telling my parents I'm getting divorced.
Delay.
Yeah. I'm going to delay telling. Okay, I'm going to delay going to the shops. Okay, so delay goes there as well. What about consider?
Consider.
Preposition
Gerund.
considered
Consider
gerund.
to
Preposition
Gerund again,
plus
isn't it?
gerund.
Gerund.
Have you
Consider
considered?
doing.
Yeah. Have you
Consider doing.
considered cutting your hair? Have you
About-
considered buying some more clothes?
Two.
Preposition and gerund.
No.
Consider of
No.
thinking.
No.
No.
About.
Okay.
So
I will keep quiet then.
you wouldn't consider to do something. You wouldn't consider John to do something. You wouldn't consider on or with or at or
Of.
in. Doesn't work.
Okay.
Doesn't work. It's just here. Consider. So there are some words which it's absolutely clear where it goes and there's no different functionality. Tell.
Two. Tell two.
Tell to. Okay, so would you tell to John?
Tell him.
No,
Tell him to do something.
Yes. Yes.
Object to
Yes,
infinitive.
yes.
Objects. Yeah.
Tell goes here. You could tell a secret to somebody.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you could tell John to do something. Did you tell Jeff to clean the dishes? Okay, so tell goes there. What about need?
which for?
To.
Need
To.
Do. Yeah, okay, need can go here. You're absolutely right.
How about
Need can go
gerund?
there. I need to go to the bathroom.
I need going to, no.
Can it go here? Yes, it can go here.
Is it?
Yeah. That wall
Need.
needs repairing,
Oh, yes.
but I also need John to repair it. I need you to help me this weekend. I need helping. I need to do this. So need is ultra flexible. All right. So we're going to finish there. Alan's going to come in. He's going to be doing continuing the writing week or starting the writing week this week. Don't forget, guys, that we've got our wonderful free writing course, which everyone's allowed to go and have a look at. Emre, have you got a question?
So can I ask one question?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Can I offer somebody to do something?
Offer somebody. Go on. Give me an example.
I offered him to play football, but he refused, for example.
No, you wouldn't do that. You'd say, I offered him a game of football.
Okay.
Yeah, but as soon as you put that object in there, you can't put the infinitive afterwards with offer.
Thank you.
Okay. Alina, have you got a question?
Yes, but it's not about the grammar. It's about pharmacy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we need.
I'll speak to you after the class then.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Okay. So just in case, guys, you're wondering what this writing course is, here it is. Okay. It's a free OET course. Anyone in the school, come along, have a look at it. Get your book. Get Alan's OET sandwich book, and anybody online as well. You're more than welcome to come and sample it. Okay. I'm going to go now, guys. Alan's going to be back with the writing. Okay.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank
I'll see you
you
at
for-
Club at 11. Okay. Bye, guys.